What if the woman your billionaire ex-husband is about to marry is the daughter you abandoned 23 years ago? Today, one woman's revenge plan turned into the most shocking wedding day revelation Lagos has ever seen. Stay until the end. You won't believe what happens when the truth comes out. Chioma's hands shook as she held the champagne glass. The bubbles tickled her nose, but she couldn't taste anything. Around her, Lagos's richest people laughed and bid on paintings. The auction hall sparkled with gold lights. Women wore dresses that cost more than cars. Men checked their phones between bids. She shouldn't have come tonight. Everyone knew. Everyone whispered. 3 months ago, her husband left her. Obinna, the man she married 10 years ago when he had nothing. She helped him build his tech company from their tiny apartment in Yaba. She answered emails at midnight. She made food for his business meetings. She believed in him when nobody else did. Now his face was on billboards all over Victoria Island. His company was worth $2 billion. And Chioma. She sold paintings in a small gallery in Lekki, barely making rent. Is that her? A woman whispered behind Chioma. Yes, ex-wife. I heard he left her for a young girl. 23 years old. Chioma's chest burned. She drank the champagne in one gulp. It burned her throat. The auction room went quiet. Heads turned toward the entrance. Chioma's stomach dropped. Obinna walked in. Dark suit that probably cost £1 million. His smile was the same smile she used to wake up to. But now he smiled at someone else. A girl held his arm. Well, not a girl. A young woman. But she looked like a child next to him. Obinna was 45. This girl looked fresh out of university. She wore a simple black dress. Natural hair in a neat bun. No makeup. She looked nervous. That's Zainab, someone whispered. I heard she's a medical student. From the north. Kano, I think. Chioma watched them walk to the front row. The girl's hand trembled on Obinna's arm. She looked around like she didn't belong here. He didn't. The auctioneer started talking. A painting sold for 5 million naira. Then another for 8 million. Chioma couldn't focus. Her eyes stayed on Obinna's back. On the girl beside him. And now, the auctioneer's voice boomed. Before our final piece tonight, Mr. Obinna Okafor has a special announcement. Whoa. No. Obinna stood up. He pulled the girl up with him. She looked scared. He kissed her hand. The room held its breath. Good evening, everyone. Obinna's voice was smooth, confident. I want to share something with you tonight. 3 months ago, I met someone who changed my life. Zainab showed me what real love means. She doesn't care about my money. She didn't even know who I was when we met at the hospital where she volunteers. Chioma's fingernails dug into her palms. Blood rushed to her face. So tonight, in front of all of you, I want to announce that Zainab has agreed to be my wife. The room exploded with applause. Women rushed forward to hug the girl. Men shook Obinna's hand. Camera flashes went off. Someone popped more champagne. Chioma couldn't move. Her body felt frozen. Then the anger came. Hot and sharp and uncontrollable. She stood up. Her chair scraped against the floor. People turned to look. She didn't care. Congratulations, Chioma said loudly. Too loudly. The room went quiet again. How romantic. A billionaire and a poor medical student. What a beautiful story. Obinna's face went hard. Chioma. Don't. Don't what? She walked toward them. Her heels clicked on the marble floor. Don't tell the truth. Everyone here is thinking it. This child is marrying you for your money. Zainab's face crumpled. She looked like she might cry. Chioma, leave. Obinna stepped in front of Zainab. Protecting her. He used to protect Chioma like that. She's young enough to be your daughter, Chioma heard herself say. The words tasted bitter. What does a 23-year-old want with a middle-aged man? Me guess. Love. Some people gasped. Others looked away. A few smiled. They enjoyed the drama. I loved you once too, Chioma continued. Her voice cracked. I gave you everything. And you threw me away like garbage. Now you parade this girl around like she's some prize. Obinna's jaw clenched. Security. Please escort Ms. Chioma out. Two big men in black suits moved toward her. Chioma laughed. It sounded crazy even to her own ears. I'll leave. But mark my words. This wedding will never happen. I'll make sure everyone knows what kind of gold digger she really is. She turned to walk out. Her vision blurred with tears. Then she saw it. On the auction program in someone's hand. Small photo. A charity photo from the children's hospital. Zainab stood with a group of doctors. And one doctor's face made Chioma's heart stop. Dr. Ibrahim Musa. The doctor from 23 years ago. The doctor who held Chioma's hand in the delivery room when she was 16 years old and terrified. The doctor who took her baby girl away when Chioma said she couldn't keep her. The doctor who promised to find the baby a good home. Chioma grabbed the program from the shocked guest's hand. She stared at the photo. Dr. Ibrahim Musa. Zainab's medical mentor according to the caption. The same kind eyes. Same gentle smile. The room spun. Chioma's knees went weak. She looked up at Zainab. Really looked at her. The shape of her nose. The curve of her smile. The small birthmark on her left cheek. The same birthmark Chioma's baby had 23 years ago. Wait, did you catch that? The ex-wife just realized something that will destroy this wedding. If you're loving this story, smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss our shocking stories. Trust me, what happens next will leave you speechless. Now let's continue. Chioma sat in her car outside the Oriental Hotel for 2 hours. Her phone buzzed with messages. Friends asking if she was okay. Her gallery assistant wondering why she wasn't answering calls. She ignored everything. Her hands gripped the steering wheel until her knuckles turned white. The photo from the auction program sat on her dashboard. She had stolen it, shoved it in her purse and ran out before security could catch her. Now she stared at Dr. Musa's face. At Zainab's face beside him. Her daughter. Her baby. The baby she gave away because she was 16 and scared and alone. The baby she tried to forget for 23 years. And now that baby was marrying Obinna. Her ex-husband. Chioma's stomach churned. She opened the car door and vomited on the pavement. The wedding invitation came 3 weeks later. Thick cream paper. Gold lettering. Mr. Obinna Okafor and Miss Zainab Musa request your presence. Chioma held it with shaking hands. She wasn't invited. Someone left it at her gallery as a joke probably. Or maybe as a warning. Stay away. But Chioma couldn't stay away. She had to know for sure. She had to see Dr. Musa. She had to look into Zainab's eyes and know if her daughter was really standing in front of her all this time. The wedding was at Eco Hotel and Suites. The biggest ballroom. 300 guests. Chioma drove there on Saturday morning wearing a simple blue dress. She looked like a guest. She even brought a gift. A small wrapped box with nothing inside. Security checked her name at the entrance. She wasn't on the list. Course not. But Chioma smiled. Showed them the invitation. Said there must be a mistake. The young security guard looked uncertain. He radioed someone. Chioma's heart pounded. Then an older woman in a purple ghillie walked over. The wedding planner probably. I'm Obinna's cousin from Enugu, Chioma lied smoothly. I just flew in this morning. My name might not be on the main list. The woman looked at her clipboard. Looked at Chioma. Then smiled. Oh yes. Welcome. Please go in. The ceremony starts in 20 minutes. Chioma's legs felt weak as she walked into the ballroom. It was beautiful. White flowers everywhere. Crystal chandeliers. Chairs covered in gold fabric. A string quartet played soft music. Guests stood in groups talking and laughing. Nobody noticed Chioma slip into a seat in the back row. Her eyes scanned the room. Looking for Dr. Musa. Looking for any sign. Then she saw him. Standing near the front with an elderly woman. His wife probably. He looked older now. Gray hair. reading glasses. But his face was the same. The same doctor who said, "It's a girl," 23 years ago. The same doctor who asked Chioma 3 times if she was sure about giving the baby up. The same doctor whose eyes filled with tears when Chioma said yes. The music changed. Everyone stood. Chioma's throat closed up. The doors at the back opened. Zainab walked in. She wore white. A simple wedding dress with lace sleeves. Her natural hair was styled in elegant twists with small flowers woven through. She looked beautiful. She looked terrified. She looked exactly like Chioma did in her own wedding photos. But Zainab wasn't walking alone. Dr. Musa walked beside her. His arm linked with hers. Her father. The man who adopted her. The man who raised her. The man who took Chioma's biggest mistake and turned her into this beautiful young woman. Chioma couldn't breathe. Her chest felt tight. Everyone smiled as Zainab passed. Camera phones came out. Someone dabbed their eyes. Chioma just stared. At the birthmark on Zainab's left cheek. At the way she bit her bottom lip when she was nervous. Chioma did that too. At her hands. Long fingers. Artist's hands. Like Chioma's hands. This was her daughter. No DNA test needed. Chioma knew it in her bones. In her soul. In every part of her that had carried that baby for 9 months and then let her go. Zainab reached the front. Obinna took her hand. He looked at her like she was the only person in the world. The pastor opened his Bible. Started talking about love and commitment. Chioma didn't hear the words. Blood rushed in her ears. Her body moved before her brain could stop it. She stood up. Her chair scraped against the floor. Loud. Everyone turned around. "Stop," Chioma's voice cracked. "Stop this wedding." Gasps filled the room. Obinna's face went dark with anger. "Get her out of here. Now." Security moved toward Chioma. But she pushed forward. Down the aisle. Past shocked guests. Past bridesmaids in yellow dresses. Past groomsmen who tried to block her. "This is insane," Obinna shouted. "Chioma, you're embarrassing yourself." "I need to talk to her," Chioma said. She looked at Zainab. Really looked at her. "Please. Just give me 2 minutes." Zainab's eyes were wide with fear. Confusion. She looked at Obinna. At Dr. Musa. At the 300 people watching. "There's nothing to say." Zainab's voice was soft. "Until. I'm sorry about what happened between you and Obinna. But that's not my fault. I love him. We're getting married today." "You don't understand." Chioma felt tears running down her face. She didn't care anymore. "I need to ask your father something." "Dr. Musa. Please." Dr. Musa stepped forward. His face had gone pale. His hands trembled. "Chioma." His voice was barely a whisper. "Is that you?" The room went silent. Even Obinna stopped yelling. Dr. Musa stared at Chioma like he was seeing a ghost. Then his eyes moved to Zainab. Back to Chioma. Back to Zainab. His mouth opened. Closed. No words came out. "You know her?" Zainab asked her father. "Baba, what's happening?" Dr. Musa's wife grabbed his arm. "Ibrahim. Who is this woman?" Chioma walked closer. Her whole body shook. She looked at Zainab. At her daughter. At the girl she gave away because she was too young and too scared and too alone. 23 years ago, Chioma said slowly. I was 16 years old. Got pregnant. I was terrified. Had no money. No family support. I went to a hospital in Kano. Dr. Musa delivered my baby. A girl. With a birthmark on her left cheek. I held her for 5 minutes. Then I signed papers. Adoption papers. I never saw her again. Zainab's face went white. Her hand flew to her cheek. To the birthmark. No, she whispered. No, no, no. I'm sorry, Chioma sobbed. I'm so sorry. But you're my daughter. You're my baby. And you're marrying my ex-husband. The room exploded. People shouted. Cameras flashed. Bridesmaids screamed. Dr. Musa collapsed into a chair. His wife fanned him with a program. Obinna stood frozen. his mouth hanging open. Zainab. Zainab just stared at Chioma, tears streaming down her beautiful face. Her wedding dress suddenly feeling like a costume. Her whole life suddenly feeling like a lie. "Get out," Zainab finally said. Her voice was ice. "You're lying. You're just a bitter ex-wife trying to ruin my wedding. Baba, tell her she's lying." All eyes turned to Dr. Musa. He looked at his daughter. The daughter he raised. The daughter he loved. Then he looked at Chioma. And slowly, his head dropped into his hands and he began to cry. "I told you this would shock you. Can you imagine discovering your daughter is marrying your ex-husband? What would you do in this situation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story had you on the edge of your seat, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We post stories like this every week that you absolutely can't miss. Share this with someone who loves dramatic twists. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.